folks, I'm back. Today I want to bring something to your attention. Well, personally, I want to shed a bit of light into this subject matter. And what is that you say? What the hell is Mabs talking about? Well, give me a second or two. Give me a moment. Give me at least 5 minutes to talk. What the hell am I talking about? Well, I want to bring something to your attention. Have you ever seen a hyperactive child? How they behave? What they do? They're a bit too much, ain't they? Some say they're really hard to control, and what they end up doing is shutting this hyperactive kid down. Well, I want to shed a bit of light into this subject matter. Do you know what? The other day I was actually analysing my kid. I was sitting back, and I've been told by others he's just too amped up. He's too energetic. He moves a lot. He's over there 1 minute, and he's doing something else over there. He's just on the go, constantly on the go. And I'm here to tell you people, what it is not that he's amped up. It's not that the kids are so hyperactive. That's a beautiful thing. Do you know why? Because that is what is needed to become creative. That is what is needed to learn. Because when you shut down a kid who is hyperactive, guess what happens? They find it very, very difficult to learn. That is their creative side coming up because they're exploring. They're really hands-on. They're on the go. That is their learning temperament. And not everyone out there can identify and relate with this. All it is if you have a hyperactive kid, personally, you need to find ways of channeling his energy to positive things. Because sometimes a hyperactive kid can do the wrong things. They might end up hurting itself. It might do things that you tell it no and it ends up doing it. You've got to look for ways of educating yourself, and you've got to look for ways of channeling that energy so the kid can learn, develop and grow. Because if you don't do this, and if you're trying to shut it down and trying to get that child to sit still, it's not going to do that. And if you end up doing that, you're going to change its natural temperament, and as it grows up, it's not going to be able to learn effectively because its confidence has been knocked. Its natural temperament in terms of learning has been taken out. Because these kids learn through ongoing, hands-on moving. These are the things that get them fueled up. This is what I'm trying to bring to your attention, people. Don't knock their creativity. That's the creative side coming out. That's their passion that's coming out of them. And they're expressing it in terms of movement, in terms of hands-on, in terms of just wandering around, exploring. Now, when you take them to school, and the teachers or the people are unable to identify why is this kid moving, because that's the way that they're learning. When you're trying to shut them down and keep them still and tell them to sit still, whether they'll be in class or whether they'll be at home, and it usually starts from at home, they're not going to enjoy learning. That's the way that they enjoy learning. Different kids have different temperaments. Some can actually sit there, stay still, and just absorb all that information. But you also need to identify each and every child has a different temperament, a natural temperament. And just because a kid is hyperactive, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. We need so many types of differences in our society so we can always grow, learn and develop. That's what it is, people. In fact, in a class, a good teacher needs to identify each student's learning ability. Some are hands-on, some are theoretical. Some learn better through listening. Some learn better through seeing. I don't know, but there's so many different types of learning that I'm just trying to bring to your attention. Learning is not a one-dimensional thing. It's not a one-dimensional skill set where you actually sit down, stay still, you listen and you obey. It doesn't work like that. Each and every one learns in so many different ways. And it's up to us to identify this is how a person learns this way. So I have to give them the right medication that they need. And I'm not talking about pills and medicine here. I'm just talking about the right approach in terms of dealing with this person. I need to give them, first of all, identify their learning methods, and then give whatever it is that is needed so that child or that person can learn and grow and develop. This is what I'm trying to say and bring to your attention, people. It's so important to identify this. Don't shut people down. Allow them to become creative, allow them to explore and facilitate a safe and nurturing and nourishing environment for them. So there's nothing wrong with a hyperactive child. It's you, because you're used to a set way where things should be done And you've got an expectation where, hang on a second, this is not normal, a child shouldn't behave like this. But in fact, the child is only doing things that just come naturally. You need to explore your own ways of thinking, people. Open up your mind, broaden your horizons, as it were. So, that is my rant for today, people. All it is just an observation, a perspective that got brought to my attention, and I just thought I might just share it with you. So, people, until then, take care, stay strong, stay focused, and always live to learn to empower and inspire the lives of many, as well as yourself. Bye for now, from me and my little boy, my son. Son, say bye. He's saying disc. He calls the dumbbell a disc because there's so many discs. It's not even coming out. There's so many discs, dumbbells around us. Son, say bye.
Bye.
Wave. Fake smile. Thumbs up. There you go.